My pleasure.
All right, because I was gonna need you this morning because oh my God, this Judge Cannon ruling. I was saying, Jill Wine-Banks tweeted outrageous. Yes, I know I'm shouting. I don't do it often, but Judge Cannon is shocking. Why have a special master if you plan to run the review yourself? Will the special master resign? I guess we should not still be shocked. It's something that an unqualified Trump-appointed judge will do. But give us your take on this.
Yeah, if Judge Cannon is trying to prove to us that she's compromised, I think mission accomplished. It really is pretty outrageous that she would appoint Judge Dearie, Donald Trump's pick, as special master, and Judge Dearie said, okay, I'm going to need some things so I can conduct a thorough, professional, informed review of the classified documents Donald Trump stole from the government. I'm going to need the Department of Justice to certify the accuracy of the inventory, that the items that they seized from Mar-a-Lago, and I'm going to need Donald Trump to do the same. And Judge Dearie said, yeah, DOJ can certify the accuracy, but I'm not going to make Donald Trump do that, which is it's inexplicable, and I'm looking for ways to explain it other than Judge Dearie is not impartial, is not competent, and is in some way compromised.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew Weissman said, he said, this is from Judge Cannon's order, initially appointing Judge Dearie, clearly giving him discretion to verify inventory, and she cited cases authorizing courts to engage in all needed fact-finding, which she now takes away from Dearie to help Trump. So what happened? Go ahead. Yeah.
It makes no sense. Judge Dearie, I think appropriately issued what lots of us have referred to as a put-up or shut-up order to Donald Trump, and then Judge Cannon says, no, Donald Trump doesn't need to put up, but Judge Dearie, you need to shut up. This is not how judging is supposed to work.
Well, yeah. You had also commented, you said the new letter from Trump's defense team is a doozy. It has the feel of the DOJ politely negotiating with a classified documents terrorist. I think that is put exactly correctly, Glenn. You said this is no way to enforce our nation's laws, in my opinion. If DOJ would simply charge Trump for his obvious provable crimes, we could begin to exhale. We the people, could begin to exhale. Yeah, this is such an egregious case of someone is above the law, isn't it?
It is, and my confidence is shaken a bit in the Department of Justice because I thought about that term but before I tweeted it out, but they have been negotiating with somebody who stole classified information, top secret information about the nuclear systems and defenses of foreign countries. And our government has been negotiating with this guy for more than a year, and they refuse to go hard after him and hold him accountable for his crimes. I don't know how we can continue having faith and confidence in our institutions if who has engaged in this kind of conduct, accountable.
Yeah. Well, and we also had the specter yesterday of a smirking Ginny Thomas coming out of the J6 committee, where apparently she reaffirmed that the 2020 election was stolen, in her opinion, and that she didn't talk to her husband about it at all. I mean, she is under oath, correct? It is still lying to Congress if you are testifying to Congress, correct?
Yeah, you don't even have to be under oath. It's still considered a federal crime if you lie to Congress, even if you're not placed under oath. But, look, she acted as a shill, as a flack for her husband. She got up there and said all kinds of, transparently absurd things. I never talked to him. Let's think back to November 24th text to Mark Meadows saying, I'm going to paraphrase, we've got to fight to, stop the steal and overturn the election. And I'm talking to my best friend about it. Come on now. I mean, the reporting is that is her pet name for.
Yeah. Yeah. So
probably easy to prove that she was not candid or truthful with the committee. But the question is, will the J6 committee or the Department of Justice go down that road and try to prove that she lied?
Yeah. I mean, but again, just feels like different set of rules because of who you happen to be married to, right?
Yeah, it's the ruling class criminals. The ruling class criminals in this country have been given a pass for so long, Steph. And, this dual system of justice we have, somebody is going to have to step up and wrestle this thing to the ground and fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of you, I just thought this was such an interesting point you made on Twitter. The GOP is on the road to doing to the American people what Putin is doing to the Russian people and what the Iranian morality police are doing to Iranian women, but what Kim Jong-un is doing to the North Korean people. But we still have the ability to vote them out and protect ourselves. Yeah, it all feels like a parallel universe. Trump offering to mediate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. You just said the only thing Trump should be negotiating is his own guilty plea for the bottomless pit of crimes he's committed against the American people. At some point, we need some damn accountability for the crimes of Trump, Eastman Meadows, and others. Do the suits, not just the boots. So, I guess all in all, you're not feeling like this is the best week for justice, but are you still hopeful?
I will always be hopeful, but being hopeful and being optimistic that we're going to kind of promptly move in the right direction, those are two different things. Like I say, my confidence is shaken a bit in the way the Department of Justice seems to be walking away from its responsibilities to hold the ruling class criminals accountable. And I hope that changes soon. I hope we see indictments dropping after the midterms, and if we don't, then I think we have to talk about whether there are big changes needed at the Department of Justice.
Yeah. What's next after this Judge Cannon ruling? What happens now in the classified documents case?
Okay, well, let's talk about a little bit of good news. So first of all, a lot of the litigation now, because Judge Cannon also pushed the deadlines back till mid-December because, what's the rush? It's only our national security hanging in the balance. So she keeps giving Donald Trump everything he wants and then some. But the good news is it's a little bit like they're rearranging deck chairs, on the Titanic because the criminal investigation is moving forward. The criminal investigation into Donald Trump's potential crimes regarding the documents that were seized from Mar-a-Lago, because at least the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals said, hey, Judge Cannon, you're not very good at this judging thing. The criminal investigation will proceed. They reversed her, and it was a real rebuke. It was a smackdown. So the criminal investigation moves forward. The intelligence community assessment of the national security damage Donald Trump has done to our nation moves forward. All of this other stuff is really of secondary concern, but it does continue to kind of highlight that Judge Cannon is really just not qualified to be serving.
Just your take on Roger Stone while we're at it, saying that he confirmed that he recommended pardons for himself, members of Congress, and anyone else who came forward during the election challenge. I mean, of course their excuse is going to be, because they're stealing it and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, Isn't that a consciousness of guilt? All of these people
absolutely is, and it's, the Supreme Court said that, a pardon carries with it an imputation of guilt, and accepting a pardon is at least some confession of guilt. So I have to believe, Steph, that the Department of Justice has a draft indictment for conspiracy to commit crimes against the United States, and that Roger Stone's name is on that indictment, based on everything we know.
What do you make of Ron Johnson's, is it a 7-second treason rule? He said he was only involved for a few seconds in the passing fake electors to Mike Pence. Does that stand up in court?
Like being a little bit pregnant. You've either done it or you haven't, and Ron Johnson has done it. So, again, will the Department of Justice have an appetite to go after ruling class criminals? They haven't shown that they're even a little hungry on that front. Let's hope they're looking at all of this.
Yep. By the way, my favorite tweet of yours of the week is you said, as Steph said, she's letting me rest my arm after the D.C. sexy liberal for bringing me back out of the bullpen for the California show. Looking forward to joining Stephanie Miller and crew at the Saban Theater together with Adam Schiff and Rob Reiner for some unvarnished justice talk. That is October 22nd, sexyliberal.com. You know what? My other favorite tweet about the new Bruce Springsteen music, you said, I will forever be a gutter kid from Jersey.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Boy, I'm getting the tingles when I hear that new Bruce song that dropped yesterday. Everybody ought to listen to it. It is so good. It's a throwback, and hopefully the new generations will discover Bruce if they haven't already found him. And regarding you letting me rest my arm, giving me Chicago off, I appreciate that. I needed a little downtime, but my arm is rested and ready, and I will not be throwing curveballs.
No.
It's all going to be fastballs straight down the middle, Steph.
That's what we need. Justice in America needs a few more gutter kids from Jersey like you. All right. Thank you, honey. Thanks for taking time while you're on the road. We'll see you next week.